Summary of the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. What if I told you that a simple 5-second decision could completely transform your life? It sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what Mel Robbins demonstrates in her book, The 5-Second Rule. In just 5 seconds, you can learn to live fully, love deeply, work effectively, and boost both your confidence and courage. At a low point in her life, Mel stumbled upon a powerful metacognitive tool that had the potential to change everything for anyone. Since discovering the 5-second rule, Mel has taken control of her life, improving her financial situation, marriage, and career. She's not only overcome anxiety, but she's also sold 2 businesses and become one of the world's most sought-after speakers. Today, she enjoys more freedom and control over her life than ever before. Now, Mel is eager to share her secrets with you, helping you unlock your potential and awaken your inner courage and confidence. Part 1. Discovering the 5-Second Rule and Why It Works. In 2009, Mel Robbins was 41 years old and struggling to find balance. She wasn't earning enough money, and she was unhappy with both her career and marriage. Mornings were a struggle, as she often found herself stuck in a routine of hitting the snooze button so many times that it became a habit ingrained in her brain. Many days, the school bus left without her children, who would forget their lunches, backpacks, and permission slips as she hurried to drop them off. Mel was losing hope, and her self-confidence was spiraling downward. Then, one day, while watching a TV commercial featuring a rocket launching with a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mel had an epiphany. She decided that the next morning she would launch herself out of bed just like that rocket, moving so quickly that she wouldn't have time to talk herself out of it. The following morning, she did exactly that. She counted down from 5 and launched herself out of bed, ignoring feelings of dread and foolishness. In that moment, she discovered a rule that would become her mantra and change her life. But why does the 5-second rule work? When you count backward, you mentally shift gears, interrupting your default thinking and taking control. It distracts your mind from making excuses and changes your physiology, forcing your brain to follow suit. This becomes a starting ritual that activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, change, and deliberate action. The 5-4-3-2-1 rule creates a pattern in your brain that, with continuous practice, will dismantle negative thinking patterns like worry, self-doubt, and fear. It replaces these default patterns with new, positive ones, effectively reprogramming your mind. To break a bad habit, you need to replace it, and that's where the 5-second rule comes into play. Change your decisions, change your life. Part 2. The Power of Courage. Throughout history, we've seen individuals speak out against injustices. Take Martin Luther King Jr., for example. He spoke out against the inequalities faced by the Black community. But how did he manage to confront his fears? He simply found a push. Now, you might not be aiming to ignite one of the greatest civil rights movements in history. Perhaps you just want to wake up earlier in the morning or ask your boss for a raise. Regardless, all these things require one key element: courage. Consider the story of Rosa Parks, who refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on a bus. In that moment, Rosa took a stand for herself, and her small act of defiance sparked the American Civil Rights Movement. This teaches us that it's not always the big moves in life that change everything. Just days after Rosa's arrest, people began organizing a protest against segregated buses, and they nominated a young preacher, Martin Luther King Jr., to lead it. Rosa's refusal to give up her seat was a small step toward a movement that would change the course of history. Similarly, one small act of courage in your life can set off a chain reaction leading you toward your dreams. In a 1956 interview, Rosa Parks explained that she simply couldn't stand being pushed around anymore. She had been pushed her whole life, but at that moment she was driven by something even greater: herself. This is the essence of courage. It's a push. Rosa Parks didn't know her courage would lead to something so monumental, just as you may not realize your own potential until you unleash your inner courage. Courage is your birthright, something within us all. You might not have all the answers right now, but all you need is 5 seconds to decide to start changing your life. So, when should you start taking action towards changing your life? Right now. Life is full of excuses for why you shouldn't begin working toward your dreams. That's because life is full of fears. Fear of rejection, judgment, or simply being wrong. But these fears are limiting you. If you're waiting for validation before pursuing your dreams, you'll never achieve them. There will never be a perfect time to start something. There won't be a sign telling you to begin, but if you're looking for a sign, this is it. Just like Nike's slogan says, just do it. Part 3. Changing your mindset to improve your life. Are you tired of waiting for change? You may think the solution lies in discovering your true passion, finding the right job, or even going back to school. But what if I told you that the answer isn't external? The key to improving your life starts with changing your mindset. By adopting a mindset of courage and confidence, you can transform your life. Now, this doesn't mean it's easy. In fact, it's far from it. But when you consistently apply the 5-second rule, you'll find that it's easier to take action than you ever imagined. The reason it's so difficult for us to take action is that we rely on motivation to get us going. The problem is, motivation is unreliable. There will be days when you don't feel like getting out of bed, let alone tackling your goals. But with the 5-second rule, you don't need to feel motivated. The moment you count down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you bypass your brain's resistance and push yourself into action. The reason this works is that the 5-second rule interrupts your habit of overthinking. As humans, we often let our thoughts dominate our actions, which can hold us back. When you count down from 5, you silence those thoughts and give yourself a small window to act before your brain can convince you otherwise. Consider this: your mindset controls everything. If you believe you're capable of achieving your goals, you'll be more likely to take the necessary steps. But if you're constantly doubting yourself, your brain will find ways to sabotage your efforts. This is where the 5-second rule can make a huge difference. By using it to rewire your mindset, you can stop self-doubt in its tracks and start believing in your ability to succeed. Mel Robbins shares that it's not about feeling confident in the moment. It's about acting despite the fear. She recounts moments in her life when she was scared, but used the 5-second rule to push through. Whether it was giving a presentation, having a tough conversation, or trying something new, Mel discovered that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to act in spite of it. By changing your mindset and taking action, you'll build the confidence needed to pursue your passions. This process doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you'll find that each small step brings you closer to the life you want. Ultimately, the 5-second rule isn't just about productivity or overcoming procrastination. It's about taking control of your life. By changing your mindset, you can break free from the limitations that have been holding you back and start living a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. Part 4. Becoming the most productive person you know. One of the biggest challenges we face as humans is finding the motivation to get things done. It's tough to find ways to boost productivity and overcome procrastination. We easily get distracted by our phones, TV, and other interruptions, making it seem impossible to accomplish everything we set out to do. This is where the 5-second rule comes in handy. The 5-second rule offers strategies to enhance your health, boost productivity, and conquer procrastination, helping you become the most productive person you know. Merely thinking about adopting a healthier lifestyle won't get you there. Taking action is the crucial step. Why do so many of us fail in our goals to get healthier? It's because our feelings about the process, whether it's hard, expensive, or time-consuming, get in the way. These excuses make getting healthier seem difficult, but once you embrace the 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, you'll realize it's your feelings that make it seem hard, not the actions themselves. Exercise is 100% mental. If you can push past your excuses using the 5-second rule, you can transform your health by resisting cravings and overcoming laziness. Remember, you don't have to feel like doing it, you just have to do it. Productivity is all about focus. In a world full of distractions, it's crucial to manage these interruptions and avoid wasting time on things that don't matter. Distractions are the enemy of progress and the death of productivity. Keep in mind that your goals are far more important than push notifications. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eliminate the distractions. It's really that simple. Owning your mornings is one of the best ways to boost your productivity. According to Duke University professor Dan Ariely, the first 2 to 3 hours after you wake up are the most effective for brain function and peak productivity. Never hit the snooze button. In fact, scientists have discovered that hitting the snooze button can impair brain function and productivity for up to 4 hours. The science behind this is that our bodies sleep in 90 to 110-minute cycles. When you hit the snooze button, you force your body into a new sleep cycle that lasts another 90 to 110 minutes. If you interrupt this cycle, it can take up to 4 hours for your cognitive functions to return to their full potential. So, create a morning routine. Mel Robbins suggests the pre-30 before 7:30 strategy, where you take 30 minutes before 7:30 a.m. to plan your day or tackle the most important tasks on your to-do list. By planning your day, you focus on the right things, allowing you to be more productive and successful. Limit morning distractions by avoiding your phone until you've planned out your day, and make it a habit to write down your daily goals. You're 42% more likely to achieve your objectives if you write them down. Tailor your morning routine to suit you, but it's crucial to not only set a routine but also to be consistent with it. So, when you feel tired or tempted to check your social media, just remember, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remove the distraction and take charge of your productivity. Part 5. Becoming the happiest person you know. In today's society, struggling with fear and anxiety is all too common. The constant pressure to be the best version of yourself in your career and relationships can easily lead to a downward spiral of negative thoughts. Mel Robbins also struggled with fear and anxiety, and she decided to see if the 5-second rule could help her manage it. It turned out that the rule allowed her to stop taking medication for anxiety and to live free from panic attacks. How did she achieve this? Mel learned to take control of her mind, direct her thoughts, and dismantle her fears. As adults, we often spend too much time and energy worrying about things that are beyond our control. Research shows that the most common regret among people nearing the end of their lives is that they wished they hadn't spent so much time worrying. Their advice: don't waste time on worry. You only have one life, so enjoy it. But how can you stop worrying? Mel offers a solution. Catch yourself as you start to drift into worry and regain control of your mind by counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and changing the direction of your thoughts. Catching yourself slipping into negative thoughts will be a daily challenge, and you'll be surprised by how often it happens. But by practicing the 5-second rule, you can train your mind to think more positively. For example, Mel recalls moments when she felt immense love and joy for her daughter, like when watching her sleep as a baby or seeing her in a beautiful prom dress. But these joyful moments would quickly turn into worry as her mind filled with dreadful, worst-case scenarios. Worry and fear began to steal these moments of happiness from Mel. Many of us can probably relate to similar moments when worry has robbed us of joy. The 5-second rule is designed to help you regain control of your thoughts in these situations. Counting backward pulls you out of your head and reminds you to stay present, helping you switch gears from worry to focus. Instead of worrying, remind yourself of what you're grateful for in that moment. According to neuroscientist Alex Korb, feeling grateful changes the chemistry in your brain. It activates the brainstem region that produces dopamine, which makes you feel good. Think about the times you've experienced extreme worry, when you feel panicked. What happens to your body in those moments? Your heart races, your breathing increases, and cortisol surges. These are all coping mechanisms your body uses to prepare you to take control of the situation. When experiencing anxiety, you're in a state of physical agitation, so it's essential to reframe your thinking to regain control of your body and calm down. Consider this. The sensation of anxiety is very similar to that of excitement. Whenever Mel feels nervous about public speaking, she reframes her nervousness as excitement. The two feelings are physiologically the same. The only difference lies in how your mind interprets them. So, when Mel feels anxious before speaking in public, she channels that energy into a positive direction, rather than allowing her mind to spiral into negative thoughts. Reframe your thinking, and when you begin to feel nervous or worried, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tell yourself you're excited and push yourself to move forward. Part 6. Becoming the most fulfilled person you know. We've already discussed the power of courage in Part 2, but now it's time to focus on how daily acts of courage can help you build your confidence. As you continue practicing the 5-second rule, you'll discover that everyday courage is key to gaining the confidence needed to pursue your passions. While you might believe that confidence is something people are born with, you'd be surprised to learn that it's actually a skill you can develop. Confidence is built through the small actions you take every day as you consistently build trust in yourself. For instance, Mel shares a story about one of her followers who used the 5-second rule to approach the CEO of his company and start a conversation. This small act of courage allowed him to share his ideas with the CEO and secure a job interview that could potentially change the course of his life. That simple action made him feel empowered, as if he could achieve anything he set his mind to. These tiny acts of everyday courage are the building blocks of confidence. As you learn to trust yourself, you'll realize that what seemed like small steps are actually the most important aspects of building confidence. Some of you might be thinking, "I'm an introvert," or "this doesn't come naturally to me." If you feel that way, remember that nothing comes naturally. Everything can be improved, changed, or enriched through deliberate action. According to a professor at Cambridge University, while some of our traits are more fixed and automatic, others can be adjusted through deliberate action. Having the courage to take action will lead to greater confidence in yourself. And the more you practice the 5-second rule, the faster your confidence will grow. To help you in your practice, stop focusing solely on the big things. Instead, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go after the smallest task, and you'll notice that these small actions create a ripple effect that can change your life. By practicing small acts of courage, you'll gain confidence, control, and a sense of pride that will make you feel incredible. As Glinda, the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz, once said, "You've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself." So, what's the takeaway? As Mel Robbins says, you have the power to change your life. She believes you can move mountains, but that power won't just land in your lap. It requires courage and action. You only have one life, so make the most of it. You can't change the past, but it's never too late to work toward a better future, and you can do that in just 5 seconds. That's the power of everyday courage. A single moment of courage can change your day. One day can change your life, and your life could change the world. Mel sees greatness in you. It's time to unleash it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Final summary. In just 5 seconds, you hold the power to transform your life. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your mindset. By changing your mindset, you can take control of your life and become the happiest, most productive, and most fulfilled person you know. However, it's not enough to merely think or talk about your dreams. You must take action. Taking action can be scary, but by reframing your thoughts and tricking your mind, you can turn fear into excitement, building the courage and confidence to tackle whatever comes your way. Remember, your personality and mindset,